What is going on, everybody? KJ Wiggums here, and I am actually on my way back to Wisconsin. We are heading back to my Paps property. Over the last few years, my pap has gotten really ill and has been unable to take care of the farm the way that it should be. A lot of the stuff has started to being downsized, and they are in the process of actually possibly losing the farm. So I want to head back. I am going to help take care of the farm and try to help get things back up and going. It does mean that I'm going to have to put my trucking on hold a little bit, but this will still be something that I can use in between to help out with some money. So that is what I'm looking at doing. I hope you guys will join me in this little playthrough of saving my Paps farm. It is something that I'm really excited about doing, and something that I really hope to do. But once we get back to the farm, we will go over stuff in a little bit more detail. So I will see you guys back over at the farm. Alrighty, welcome back. So we are on Westby, Wisconsin. It is a 4X map, and we are here to save my Paps farm. So Paps farm is just up the road here. A little backstory on it. It's been in the generations, or it's been in the family for about 4 generations now. It's overall, I'd say it's a small farm. It's about 80 acres is all that Pap has now. At one point, there was 200 acres on the farm. But like I said, times have been getting a little hard. Pap, he sold off a bunch of land to try to save and bring down a lot of the debt and stuff like that the farm accrued over the years. But unfortunately, it's still kind of in a hard spot, especially with him getting sicker and sicker. So he had reached out to me and asked if I would be willing to come in and take the farm over, essentially. So I talked to the bank to see exactly what it is that we would have to do in order for me to take it over, to accrue the debt, and to make sure that the farm doesn't go into foreclosure. And that's the big thing, making sure that it doesn't go into foreclosure. So what we have done is I've got to pay the bank $200,000 to bring Pap's overall debt down. Once I do that, we're kind of back in half decent standings with the bank, so we are going to have to do that. But what I want to do first is we'll take a look around, and we will show you where we're at with everything. Alright, so here we are. We are sitting at $241,888. It's the 1st of May, and we have a little bit of, we have all the equipment. Pap never got rid of any of the equipment. But when it comes to the animals and everything else like that, we have 5 cows. 5 dairy cows that he has kept on the farm, pretty much to help continue to just fund and try to stay afloat. My goal with that is to expand that. I want to expand this dairy herd. I want to look at getting some beef cattle. I have a lot of plans to be able to bring all of this back, but as you can see, we got some equipment. We got a bobcat over there. We got ourselves a slurry spreader there. We have an old international harvester, an old international tractor with the Silo Max on the back of it. That's what we use to mix the TMR and everything like that. Got an old rake up there. We have a case round baler. We have a New Holland 575 small baler. We still have some bales left over. I guess, doing the 5 cows and stuff like that. It's not like we're going through a whole lot. We got 2 grain bins on the farm. We have our trailer here. We have a little water tank here. This piece of machine here, this is used to pick up stones out of the field. We have a New Holland harvester header here. We have an old 4030 that's hooked up to a New Holland blower. We have the old John Deere silage harvester here. We have some Gale trailers here. We have an old coon tedder here. What else we got out here? We got this down here. Pat put this in probably back in the late 70s, maybe early 80s, and that was used to crush the stones from the fields very high in lime. So that down there, that produces lime, crushes all the stone up, and then Pat spreads that on the field. Looks like we got a pile of stones down here. See what else we got going on here. I got here pretty early. Oh, there's a little bale trailer back here. Looks like a hay wagon up there. It's an auger. Let's see what we got in our shed up here. This is the tractor shed, so got an old John Deere here. What is that? That is a 4955. That's a big boy. Old Massey Ferguson 3090, a 4840. So there's 6 tractors on the farm. 2 of them, well, I think the International he's always had hooked up to the Silo Max, and that is strictly used for just making the food for the cows, mixing all that up. Yeah, another grain bin up here. Old cultivator. Yeah, I got 2 auger wagons up here. Grass is definitely high. Something we're gonna have to take care of. Get this all opened up. There we go. There we go. We got a mixer here. This turns like cereal crops and stuff like that into mineral for the cows. We have a planter and a seeder. Got an old plow. Got a roller. Got a mulcher. Got a weeder. And over here, I thought I saw. Yeah, we got a New Holland disc bind, and we got a John Deere one as well. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna close these back up. I'm not sure if we're going to be putting the cows, the beef cow, if we look at getting those in there with the dairy cattle. For now, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing. Would save us on having to run around and get some stuff set up to take care of those. But eventually, I would like to look at putting them somewhere else. Actually, let's jump in. Let's see how they're. Well, let's take a look at our land. We can look at what we own. So we own all down here, field 30, 31, 32, 33, 29 down here. So we own this plot right here. It's 82.28 acres. Pap, they used to own field 5 and 4 up here. And they also did 24, 25, and 26 down here. I think at one point we had in the family 27 and 28, but I could be wrong about that. We'll look at our cows. You can see we got our 5 cows, 39 months old. They are pretty decent on food. They still got 15,000 liters in there overall. I got 13,000 liters of slurry and 6,000 liters of milk, so that's not too bad. Let's go see what milk Where are we at here? Looking for milk. Where's my milk at? There we go. So, $1,200 right now, which is pretty low. Kind of on that down slope. Right around 1,300, 1,400. That's going to be the highest around January time. So maybe we'll hold off on that and, continue to build that up. These cows, again, they're getting pretty old, so they look like they were, they're at 80% for reproduction, so there's a possibility they're worth $1,400 right now. That, once they give us 5 more calves, we could look at possibly selling them off and bringing in, a couple $1,000s. But what we have to do is we have to go to the bank. You can see we have $1.2 million in debt. So I have to pay $200,000 to the bank for that. And that is going to get us in good standings with them. So there you go. So that's going to leave us $41,887 to figure out exactly what it is we are going to do here on the farm. And I think one of the first things we're going to have to do, like I said, this grass was getting, this grass looked pretty high up here. So I'm going to get the mowers and stuff hooked up, and I think we'll come through. Oh, what's he got growing over here? Oh man, this is really weedy. This is some corn, probably to make some corn silage for feeding the cows. So but yeah, I think what I'll do is I'm going to get everything hooked up, and I think we'll mow some of this grass down and kind of see where we're at, and we got to come up with a game plan on what we are going to do. Alright, so we are out here. We are hooked up to our New Holland. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Let's get that fired up. Get that lowered down, and we are going to at least cut, some of this middle piece from the entrance there, probably down to the road that's down this way. There is a road that kind of cuts along the backside, which will take us down to a couple other fields. And I think with this, what we'll do is we'll let this sit out overnight tonight, get this turned into a little bit of hay, and maybe we'll sell off some hay to start bringing in a little bit more money as well. I have to look and see how much the beef cattle are going for, how much we're going to look at spending on them. At the moment, we do not have an animal trailer here to transport them. I think Paps said there is one at my uncle's house down at his farm that Pap has just used to move the calves when they come in. So I may run down there, pick that up, and we could go from there when it comes to bringing in some beef cattle. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to throw up a little montage for getting the rest of this field done. It's not really that big, and then we will see where we're at. Got this last strip down the middle here. I'm not too concerned with taking anything off around the fields. Maybe I should. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll take that all the way around the fields as well, and we will take that stuff off just to knock them down. One thing that I want to look at trying is we had looked at that cornfield, and it is, you know, there's, look at that, there's a ton of weeds growing in there. I want to get that weeder out and see about what we can do about knocking those weeds down and maybe ripping some of them out. I'm not too concerned with that side of the field, just because we don't have anything growing over there yet, but I do think with this, with the 4840, we do have the row crop tires on it, so we should be good getting into there and everything. So here we go. Yeah, let's lift that up, turn it off, bring that up and around this way. As you can see, there is a lot of grass that, you know, can be cut. But I think, like, right now with, like, what Paps' motto was, you know, he didn't have all of the animals to where he needed that much grass or that much of anything. So he kind of just let it go and never really did anything with it. I think for me, that's kind of where I want to get away from doing everything and just letting it go. I want to... we got to lower it first. There we go. I want to, oh, PTO's hooked up. Ah, there we go. Oh, come on. Why won't you come off? I did lower it. There we go. Alright, I want to... Even if we cut everything down, all the grass, and turn everything into hay or silage bales, we can look at selling that stuff. And that will then, in return, start bringing some money in for the farm. And that's, I mean, that's where the big issue has been. Pat, you know, like I said, he's been trying to just get everything moving and keeping it going the way it needs to, just to stay afloat, but there needs to be some more stuff going on to bring in money, because just staying afloat ain't working, and I'm not really in the mood to lose the farm. I don't want to lose the family farm, so we got some work to do for sure. We got some long days ahead of us, and, you know, I will be curious to see how this all turns out. So let's jump out. Hopefully, these should be row crops, so it shouldn't destroy. Alright, good. So it doesn't destroy the crops. Put this down. This should pull the weeds. Oh yeah, pulls them right out. Nice. So this is going to help with the yield off of this as well, of course. Oh yeah, you can see the difference. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some work that needs to be done all around. I think I'll be doing some work off camera, some work on camera. Definitely running with the, you know, the slight role play. But really at the end of the day, it's just, I wanted to have a little bit of a challenge on a farm where I'm not starting from scratch with equipment. But I'm definitely crawling out of a hole that I am in, with having $1 million in debt, and having to, I think one of the things that I want to do is I want to have to pay, you know, like $5,000 of that a month would be a good overall limit. Like, that's what I have to pay regardless. I can pay more if I have more, But I have to at least pay $5,000 a month, and we're going to start that in June because obviously I just paid $200,000 of that loan off this month, and maybe even possibly start that in January. I paid the $200,000. No, we'll do it in June. Starting in June, I have to pay $5,000 a month towards the loan. I got a lot of old, small equipment and stuff like that. So, you know, that's going to be nice as well. I like running the older, smaller equipment. And, you know, trying to build up. I do want to try to build up. And, you know, as the debt goes down, you know, maybe seeing if we can afford a newer tractor or a bigger tractor or some bigger equipment and stuff, or more land. I know all that stuff that's over there that Pap used to have. I think it's like $500,000 worth of land over there. But there's a whole nother there's a whole beef cattle pasture over there that the family used to use, and you know, if we got that, we would be able to expand our cattle that way. So there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of ideas that I have to help get everything to grow. But yeah, we'll have to see exactly how we go. And I don't even think that I showed all the equipment. I know there's a manure spreader around here somewhere. I just don't remember where I put it. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, for this little intro, I think that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. As always, happy farming.